Hi everyone, it's currently October 16th, 2022 at 4:35 p.m. in Penghu, Taiwan. Currently, it's pretty cold here, although I say cold and at home I know it's a lot colder, but the wind has been keeping up and it's like 30, 40 mile per hour winds with some rain sometimes, so it does get a little chilly here. The winter is actually no joke, as they've been saying. I wore flannel and jeans today, and I was still a little cold when I was scootering, but it's kind of nice not to be sweating all the time. And here are the last 2 to 3 weeks in Penghu, I think. That's where we left off. I've been kind of MIA, been really busy with school and exploring and all of that, but here we go. Okay. Okay, so this was when we went out to breakfast one day, brunch breakfast-ish. It looks like, a traditional American breakfast, I would say, except without the salad, but those potato-like um, things on the plate are actually like fish cakes. It was actually really good. And then they have an egg and like a sausage and like a Canadian bacon ham. And then it always comes with a salad. I noticed this when I got breakfast in Kaohsiung too. It came with a salad. I don't know if that's a normal thing here or it's just what I'm ordering, but it was really good. On the weekends here, we go to the Penghu Funlight Festival. It's a music festival that they have. It runs in August through September. So we did this every Saturday, and they would pick like a new famous artist to come and play. It was actually a big deal. Towards the end of the concert, like the ending weeks of it, you would notice that more people show up because I think it was more famous people. But they also had a bunch of light fixtures, and I thought this was really pretty. If you notice in the heart, it's actually a P and an H for Penghu. I didn't really notice it at first, but it's so pretty when you walk through it. You can also see the Rainbow Bridge, which is a really uh, famous structure in Penghu. And then this was the last concert of the month in September. You can notice that there were actually a lot of people. It was really crowded compared to a few weeks beforehand. This is just another view of it. And then these are some people we met while we were listening to the music. We just got a picture with them. They were really nice. And then this is our group, all of us except one or two people are missing from the group, but everyone was here, so we all got to celebrate together. And then on the weekend, I also went to one of the beaches. Now, I say beaches, and you're probably like, where's the sand? Well, I picked the wrong day to go to the beach because the wind was really bad and the waves actually took away the sand. So there was no sand at that time, but hopefully after the windy season and when it gets nice again, I will go visit and I'll be able to enjoy it. I mean, it's still a really beautiful view, but it would have been nice to lay on some sand and watch the waves and just relax. But you live and you learn. This is just another view of it. You can see that the waves are actually really powerful. And this is just another view of it. This is me at my low. So I got some sort of food poisoning or stomach bug that lasted, 48 to 72 hours. I ate some rice with pork. I don't know if that was the reason, but after that, I started to feel really bad. I was throwing up consistently and I had like a massive headache. Yeah, it wasn't my best, but again, things happen. And that was my first attempt of food poisoning, I guess, if that's what it was. If not, but yeah, you can see I'm really pale and obviously not at my best. I look like crap there, but yeah, good times. And then now I'm going to switch into some of my teaching aspects and at school. So, like I said, that board, the topic of the week, what we talked about, my favorite thing to eat is, or my favorite animal is, and then they had to write English. And this is me just showing kids like what to do, how to write it, helping them to form the sentence. So this topic was, what is your favorite thing to eat, or what do you like to eat? And I pointed out that, I like to eat noodles, chicken, and this. And then they would have to write it down and stick it on the board. And then I would, respond to them. And this is a note I got for Teacher's Day here. It was from one of my fifth graders. Her name is Jane. She is so sweet. She always says hi to me. She makes my day in the morning. But it's basically like a thank you note. Thank you for teaching us, and thank you for being our teacher in English, and thank you for coming here and all of that. So it was really nice to get one of those. It makes me, appreciate what I'm doing here, and it shows that kids do appreciate me being here too. And this is my third grade classroom. We were learning the numbers 1 to 10, which was relatively easy for them. But here was a game that we had to do where they stuck the numbers on their heads. They didn't know their number, and they had to go around. They could say, 1, 2, 3, or they could say 1, 2, or they could just say 1, and you had to count to 10. And if you landed on your number, you were out. So people around you knew the number, but you didn't. So it was kind of like a guessing game of, should I say 1? Should I say 2? Should I say 1, 2, 3? Or should I say, 4, 5, or 4, 5, 6, or all of that? So it was funny. And then this is my Wednesday morning class. It's culture festival class, where basically I have all my 44 students and I present them something about where I'm from, or a topic that I think was really important. So at this point we were learning about fall, and fall means the leaves change, and they change, red, yellow, orange, brown, and the leaves fall off the trees, and we rake the leaves, and we pick apples, and all of that. And terminology like acorn, rake, pumpkin, turkey, all of those normal fall vocabularies that I think that they should have. And what I did here was I presented, fall one week, and then the following week on that Wednesday, we did an activity. So they all got to pick a leaf that they wanted to color, and they could color it, whatever they wanted. I tried to stick with fall colors, but as you know, some kids didn't quite understand that. So we had a blue acorn that was a poisonous acorn, but it was fun. I got to see, their creativity. Some of them didn't just pick one color. They picked multiple colors, which was really important because, the leaves don't always just change one color. They have a variety of colors. And then this is just some of them coloring, like I said. And then this was our tree. So I try to incorporate some of the teachers too, and showcase, this is what a fall tree looks like. And we have apples on it. We have acorns on it. And I had them write their names, Chinese names were okay, whatever they felt comfortable writing. But as you notice that, blue acorn at the bottom. And then this is my first grade classroom. We were learning about A, B, and C in the alphabet, and how to say A, and little a means ah, and big B is B, and little b is B. And then we colored at the end of it. My teacher that I work with, she says that one of the kids loves English class because he knows that we're going to color in it. And he's so excited. He gets out his markers or his colored pencils, and he's like, when can we color? When can we color? But this is just them working on that. Super cute. They're a blast. They say good morning now, and like hello, and they say Lexi, and it's just so cute. It melts my heart because they're so tiny. And then this is my sixth grade classroom. We were learning about places in the world, and I made a slideshow of like, this is Mexico, this is Italy, this is France, this is the USA, this is Canada, and I showcase, different famous places and famous food that they're probably known for. So we were learning about Mexico, and my LET Stephen was like, "Do you know how to speak Spanish?" And I was like, "Oh, just a little bit." I'm pulling back information from high school with Senor Hassan and being like, "What can I teach them that isn't so hard?" And like they'll remember. So we learned just normal words like, "Hola, bien, cómo estás?" And one of the girls in my class, in the sixth grade class, she said "Hola" to me, and I looked. I was like, "Oh my god, good job! You remembered that." Like, it's funny because they wrote it down in their notebooks too. They're like, "Can we take notes?" I'm like, "Absolutely!" Like, whatever you want to learn. I was like, "I'll come up with like words to say if you want to do that outside of class or something." And then, so the new thing I started was my science board. I'm really excited about this because they don't really learn science in my school. And being, a woman in STEM, I think it's very important for everyone to have that opportunity, to engage in science and learn that. And if it's a profession they want to go into, I think that's very important. Everyone should have an equal opportunity. Again, I am a woman in STEM, so I give some more attention to the girls that want to do it, which I mean, I don't give more attention to one girl than the other, like different genders, but I think it's very important to show girls like, this is okay. Like, just because it's like a male dominated field doesn't mean like you can't like science and want to go into science and all of that. So just little things that I think that they can learn, because English is obviously a second language, and it's hard to explain a topic that you can't learn in your own language first, I would say. So um, here we learned about what are germs, because I thought it was very important with like hand washing. They know what that is, and like just simple facts and like a simple activity to show what you can do. So I made the germ board. So basically saying that germs are everywhere and they make you really sick. I didn't go into the fact that there are, bad germs and good germs and all of that, because that would make it a little bit confusing. You have to remember that this is 44 students with a various amount of the English language that they know. So you have to kind of break it down and make it very simple. So I did, simple words like dirty, clean, germs are bad, germs are small, all of that. They're everywhere. And like they make you really sick, and they can move from your hands to your face. And then we did an activity. So basically, that bowl of dirty water is just water with pepper in it. And I said the pepper was the germs. And then that little cup is soap. So basically, they would take a cotton swab and pick up a germ, and you would say that's dirty. And then you would flip over the cotton swab, dip it in soap, and put it in the water, and the pepper goes away. And then you would say like, this is why we wash your hands, to like get away from the germs, and like the germs don't like soap, so they'll come off your hands and your hands will be clean and all of that. So this is just, second graders learning about science, and like they do really love to do the board, and like I see them walk by and they're like getting into it and like learning about it. And I think it's fun because it's interactive. It's not just a lecture like English. I mean, like we do try to make games as much as possible, but it's not as fun when it's not as interactive. So make it fun, then they'll want to learn about it. And then this is my sixth graders. They wrote about what they learned from the experiment. Again, their English is actually very good at writing. I thought this was awesome. And then this is another one. Yeah, I mean, obviously some grammar mistakes, but we don't focus on that. Like, just, it's okay to make mistakes. Like, as long as you're getting your point across, I'm okay with that. And then aside from this, I also got my scooter license finally. So yay, I can go places without having to walk really far. That was the scariest moment in my life, but I did pass. I got 100 on the written test, kind of my back. And then I passed the physical test. This is us at the DMV. They wanted us to get a picture with all the boards and they were going to post it on their Facebook. They were just like so happy for us. And then this is us when we passed finally, and that was our instructor right here. And then this is me with my scooter, my blue scooter. I am actually pretty good at it. Knock on wood, nothing has happened yet, but yeah, I love it. I love having the freedom to go wherever I want. And I scooted to school one morning, just thought it was really pretty view. And then I scooted to Shealy Beach, which is kind of right near my school. It takes about 15-20 minutes to get there, but so beautiful. They had paddleboarding and wind surfing and all of that. And we met some people, met some other exchange students from Germany. It was a really good time. And then this is just one of the views. They also had like clear glass boat kayaks. It's just another view. And then also I got to partake in my first beach cleanup with my school. We went basically to Fenghu Cave, which is like right across the street, and we just walked the beach, try to pick up some trash. I would like to say that I never realized how harmful that waste is until I got here. You know, I'm one to pick up my trash. I don't litter like that, so I really didn't think it was that big of a deal. But then you realize like this is their home and like they live by the ocean like that, and like you want to clean it up and make it beautiful. Like they really take pride in their area and like making sure everything's clean. So like I wish that the US was kind of like this. I think that we take that for granted because we have people to clean everything up. But like here, everyone does their part. Like at school, everyone cleans up. They have like brooms and like mops and all of that, and they clean their own school. And I think that's really good. Like it teaches responsibility and it teaches respect for your school, which I think we really lack in the US. And yeah, that's just some of the other pictures that we went through. I saw a snail, pretty cool. Or a hermit crab, I guess that would be. I don't know. I saw snails too. Um, yep. And then we picked up about 5 bags of trash, which is sad because, like, obviously some of it, you know, was fishing nets and all that. You can't, like, if you lose a fishing net in the water, that's one thing. But like, we had like alcohol containers and like Budweiser cans and all of that, which I thought, you know, why can't we pick these things up? Why can't we throw them away where they normally go? And then this was one thing I decorated. So the second grade teacher gave me this poster and asked me if I could draw something to put on the board. And I'm not an artist, so this was the best thing that I can do. I thought it was just kind of cute. And we learned about Halloween this week. So I had a whole PowerPoint about what Halloween is. I showed them me and my costume when I was in Halloween attire. Like I was like a dancer and like a pop star and all of that. They thought it was really funny. Showed them that we carve pumpkins and make faces and turn them into jack-o'-lanterns. And obviously we had, you know, stickers over here. So each one of them got to pick a Halloween sticker. The next week we had candy, so don't worry. Like we did the whole trick-or-treating thing. But I made them do the Monster Mash from Just Dance, which I thought was very funny, and they were learning how to do it. And then this is just me teaching. Shout out to my aunt for the Happy Halloween banner. But I was asking them, you know, what do you know about Halloween? And they actually did know a lot, so I thought that was good. And then we went to Kaohsiung for 10/10 holiday, National Taiwan holiday. We stayed in the hostel, which we did not know was Japanese style, which meant that all of the mats were on the floor and we slept on the floor. But, you know, you live and you learn again. Fun times. I'd say we bonded a little bit in that moment. This is just one of the coffee shops we went to. It's called Ra. You got to sit on the floor, you know, take your shoes off and sit on the floor. Cool experience. And then this is just around the town. I got a picture with the Cheetos man. This was at the Dream Mall, which is like a mall with like 9 stories, and it's huge. And they had like this little exhibit outside, and they were promoting Cheetos. And then this is the Dream Mall. Yes, they do have a Ferris wheel at the top. This is me in my nighttime, my new smiley face pants that I can't wait to wear for my students. This is one of the murals that I saw. Just nighttime life. It's so populated there compared to Penghu. And then this kind of reminded me of Italy, I thought, because they did have the boat where they row you along. We were trying to get over here, or over here-ish, to the beer garden, which is shown here. They had live music. The singer actually saw that we were there, and they were like, "Oh, where are you from?" We're like, "We're from the United States." And he's like, "Oh, I'll sing some American songs that I can remember." It was like Bruno Mars and all that, but it was really good, Maroon 5. And then we asked him, "Oh, where are you playing next?" And he's like, "Oh, the next bar, like, do you want to come?" And we're like, "Oh, sure, how far?" He's like, "I'll drive you." So like he took us to the next bar, and then he took us home, which was really nice of him. In that moment we probably shouldn't have done that, but I thought he was very nice. And Taiwanese people are so nice here. They are always willing to help you out. This beer was from the Hofbrauhaus, which made me really happy. This is just the drink at the next bar. And then we went shopping in one of the districts, just a bunch of stores. They play like a bunch of music, like rap songs and pop songs, and I knew all of them. It was really fun. And this is me and Brenda on our plane back to Penghu. And this is just a picture of one of the temples. I thought it was really pretty. The sun was setting, beautiful sunset. Always a beautiful sunset here. And then this is my new science board. So we're learning about DNA, which I know is very complicated. So we're making our own fingerprints and showing that no fingerprint is the same, and just showing types of fingerprints, and that DNA can be really long or it can be really small. And don't knock me on, because I took genetics, but I have to make it really simple. So let's not forget, we're not going into like adenine, guanine, thymine, cytosine, all of that. No, simple. And then I went to a wood workshop with my coworkers. We learned to make this box, which is like a lock here. I can show it here. So basically it doesn't move unless you take out the one piece and all of that. But it was fun to make. It was a good way to bond with my coworkers, because I was like, I'm smart, but I really don't know how to do this. And then AIT, so the American Institute Taiwan, came and observed my teaching style and observed the school, which is like a really important deal. So I got to meet the director. Her name is Sandra, super nice. But she basically observed me teach for like 20 minutes. So I had to think of an activity. And this was with my 3rd and 4th grade. And we made bat hats, which I thought was really cute, because when I was in elementary school, I remember making hats for the holidays. So like, we made pumpkin hats, and we made turkey hats, and we made, Santa Claus hats and all of that. And I'm pretty sure my mom still has those, but yeah, so I made a bat hat with my kids, and basically we learned like happy Halloween, trick or treat. We made the bat hats. They could design it any way they wanted to. And then we had trick or treating. So that was their costume. They had to walk up and say trick or treat or happy Halloween. And then we would give them a piece of candy. Have to say thank you, because we're learning that. And walk back to their seat. So this is our nice picture. And then this was our scary picture, which I thought was really funny. But yeah, it was fun. They had a lot of fun. And yeah, that's it. I'd also like to stress that I have learned so much about this experience so far. I can say that I didn't know why I was coming here to begin with, and I don't think a lot of people knew, why are you teaching English when you are a biology major and like you're meant to go to PA school or be in medicine. Like, why would you want to waste a year doing that? Well, because it's something that I didn't want to do at first, but when I learned about it, like I wanted to do it. and I was really nervous about being here, because I don't speak Chinese, but I'm learning, I'm meeting new people. I just met someone at the gym that invited me to a coffee shop, and yeah, like I met a bunch of his friends, and my friends came along. So it's fun. Like you network with people, and they are really nice. They're always willing to help you. And like I'm learning a lot that I think is not only important to surviving here, but also like when I come back to the States and realizing that I can survive with little and I don't need all of these things that like are considered necessities at home, and they're really not. They're more of a luxury. And like here, you're really grateful for what you have and you don't try to like compete with one another. And also I think it's important that like I truly now realize how people feel that with English as a second language in the States, because Chinese is my so-called second language here. Like I only know English, and um, when they can't speak English, like I feel bad because I'm like, oh, I'm in your country, like I should know how to speak Chinese. And but just like learn, I think it's very important to learn that like we can't be so frustrated with people not knowing English right away because it's really hard. Like if I try to learn Chinese, I'm going to struggle for a long time. Chinese is very hard to understand, and English is very hard to understand for those that aren't born and learn English right away. And I think that's very important to healthcare because people might be afraid to, show up to a doctor because they don't speak English. And like that is why we have such a global healthcare crisis. And I think that's important to note as a wannabe, like a pre-physician assistant. And I think it's important for me because now I realize like, oh, this is why we have such a healthcare crisis. And what can I do? Like I'm not going to change the world, obviously. One person is not going to change the world, but what can I do to help my community, at home? And like realizing what do we need to do to get more people to not feel scared to go, like, just to the dentist or just getting like a health checkup or getting like your flu shot and all of that. So I think this opportunity is really going to help me in the future in the healthcare field because, again, global healthcare crisis and realizing what you can do to help other people. And that's why I'm here. Like, it's not because I wanted a break from reality and all of that. No, I wanted to be here to learn something different and like get this opportunity because I probably would never visit Asia if I didn't have this opportunity. So it's not always about, the job in general. It's about like, finding yourself, finding things that you take the little things for granted, and now you step back from reality and realize, oh, like these little things matter and this is really important. So, okay. Oh, away from my, debacle and all of that. But yeah, this has been my 3 weeks here so far in Penghu and Kaohsiung, and hopefully I won't be as MIA. Sorry for my little rant at the end, but I thought it was necessary. And hope you have a great Sunday. Yeah, Sunday morning. Okay, goodbye.